we talk about headwinds and tailwinds, and this is the thing I think of most is the sort of strength of the tailwinds compared with the strength of the headwinds. I'm a strong believer that the tailwinds are stronger and much longer lasting than the headwinds that we're seeing, but we have to be so very mindful in everything we do about what those headwinds are: inflation, rising construction costs, and the effect that has on the property fundamentals. On the tailwind fundamentals, though, I think they're going to be long lasting in terms of the significant lack of supply compared with the still record demand, and the effect that's going to have on rising rental growth, which is why the investment class is such an attractive one at the moment. In terms of the key takeaways I would focus on is that the first quarter of this year has still seen record demand in logistics. We talk about the Amazon factor, and for many years we've been talking about what would happen if Amazon were not the prevalent taker of space, and they've been taking 30% of the logistics space over the last few years. Well, they have taken a breather this year, as it were, and they've only represent 3% of the take-up, but we've quite pleasingly seen that hole has been filled by other occupiers and other 3PLs, etc. So that's one takeaway. The other one would be on build costs. We suffered from all developers suffered from a big spike of about 16 to 20% over the last year in build costs and rising inflation. We're still seeing difficulties in that market in terms of the availability of materials and labour, but in tenders we're doing lately, we're seeing that the actual rise in build costs is starting to abate, so there could be some light at the end of the tunnel in that sense. And finally, in terms of headwinds also, we are suffering from record inflation at the moment, but if you're looking at most economic indicators, they are seeing that inflation is forecast to come down over the next 2-3 years. And you've got to remember, we're building buildings for 15, 20, 25 years, and occupiers are looking for occupational needs many years out. So as long as we can convince that we can withstand these headwinds over the next year or so, I think there's still a very good outlook for the logistics market. And finally, I would say for us, the lack of stock, the 2% vacancy, is very important to us, insofar as we see there's still quite a long way to go in the need for provision of speculative product in the market to meet the still record demand.